We are going to be going over the updates I made to this homemade router table, as well as some of the recent updates I have made to my small basement wood shop. If you watch my video on how I put this together, you would have seen that I had my fence going across the lengthwise, and I had that from my previous router table that I had. But since then, I have cut this down and actually attached it to the fence that came with the table saw. And it does have the added benefit, if you see that I attached it to the front, has the added benefit of now I have a little bit of storage in between the two fences. I did have to take my desk collection off and flip it around, and I just have it facing up now. But that allows my desk collection port to be right on top of the router bit there. The fence here, if you see, these are just, I just ran a countersink across the face here with some MDF. I might get a larger size and put a T-track on there or something like that, run for some feather boards. This is also, I think, getting a little, it's getting a little used, a little chewed up maybe. So I might switch this out and get another fence here, but it's working fine for now. I like having the table saw, the old table saw for my router. It has really come in handy. If you've watched some of my other videos, I've used this several times, and I have also used it with my miter gauge. If you've watched like I said, if you've watched the other videos, you'll have seen that I've used it a few times, and I like having the miter gauge on there. If you're going to do that, be very careful. This is obviously I'm looking from the back, or you're looking from the front. I'm from the back, so this is facing the wrong way. I set this up for a box joint. I just did a box joint jig here for my bookend that I made, and I have also used this a fence on this before as well. So if you're going to use this setup and use a fence and a miter gauge for your router table, if you do anything like this, be very careful because of obviously this spins, whereas it rotates, I guess, whereas a table saw doesn't spin on you, so it's not going to want to spin or push your workpiece to the side. So just keep that in mind if you're doing anything like this, that it's going to want to pull your workpiece just like a router does, but if you're pushing it forward, that's not the typical movement that we're used to. Whereas when you're used to doing this with a table saw. I originally did not have a hole drilled here for my adjustments in my table saw, but now I have, or my for my router bit. But now I have the adjustment here, so I can make those adjustments there. The big tweak I have made, or the big adjustment I have made, is I actually put a light switch in the front here to be able to turn my router on and off. Without having to reach underneath like I was having to reach under before. And to do that, I just wired my switch here to the outlet in the back. This is just my router plugged in. I'll find something for this extra cord here. I'll maybe put a zip tie in here or something like that just to hold it all together. But this is my power supply for the router, or for the switch that goes to the outlet that goes to my router. And I did it that way because I can now plug different things into here. I didn't want to mess with the cord for the router at all, so I just used that, plugged it in. So if you notice, I actually did this, I ran this basically like you would have your outlets and your switches in your house. So I've got a box here, and I actually ran some self-tapping screws into my bench here, or into my table, and secured the box to the table, and then the outlet cover and the outlet are run just like it is in your house. The green frog tape here, the only reason I have it on is it's just covering up all of the holes that are in the box, and then the gap between the faceplate and the box itself. I don't want any dust getting in there. I do unplug this every time that when I'm not using it. And I just don't want any dust getting in there or collecting in there. It's just safety reasons. So that's all the green frog tape is for. It's not holding anything together. The reason I put the switch in here is because I was having to reach underneath to turn it on and off every time. It's not a safety switch where I can just hit my knee on it like the table saw. But it's got a switch here so I can turn it on and off, not have to worry about reaching underneath or anything. So I really do like that aspect of it, I like having that there now. The casters that I have on here are not the best. It's a pain in the butt to move them around, but it is mobile, and so I can't complain about that. All right, on to my little robot buddy over here. If you've seen some of the other videos, before in my earlier videos, I was fussing around with this whole contraption, and in the recent videos, I did have this new, like I said, my little robot. He does have a name. A good buddy of mine named him DU5T. So that is his Star Wars robot name. Follows me along. I did steal this idea from somebody else, just some PVC. I did just use some hot glue, and I had to cut the bottom here to fit on the casters for the PVC here. But yeah, this is the Dust Deputy. I recommend this. I'm going to put a link probably in the description if this thing is still available. It's the Oneida Dust Deputy. Yeah, this thing is amazing. It has saved me multiple bags for the shop vac. I have yet to change out a bag on that shop vac, but I have emptied this countless times. So I would highly recommend, if you have a small shop and don't have or don't have the budget for a large dust collection system, I would highly recommend this. I do have it with the rigid shop vac here. So this system, it works amazing. One thing I did, because this cord was driving me nuts, pulling it around everywhere. So what I did is I just took some extra pieces of plywood that I had and just secured this basically, like a regular vacuum. Just screwed that on there. And now as I move around, I can drag this behind, and then as I'm getting closer, just wrap it up as I get closer, keep it off the ground. And I was having to lift it up to keep it out from getting under the wheels, and this really has helped since I put that on. The other addition that I have made is this little end table. So this is really just a storage table that I've added here. So I just put this together with some 2x4s and my workbench, because I have a sump pump right here underneath and then the plumbing coming off. My workbench wouldn't fit all the way up to the end here. So I raised this up a little bit, the bottom shelf, I raised that up and then just put the 2x4s as the legs. And now I'm able to kind of put this over here. That way this is not a wasted space over here. But some of these tools I had in the garage and were not, it wasn't optimal to have those in the garage. I have some people, you know, coming over to do some knife handle making and everything, so I don't want to have to keep going out to the garage to, you know, to use some of these tools. It's really cold out there too this time of year, so, and you know, it was good because I was getting my steps in, going up and down the stairs. You know, I set personal records for going up and down stairs, I think, going back and forth between here and the garage. But it's nice because I can have, you know, I've got my workbench here. I was able to clear off some space for that, but I can also move these right over if I need to have some extra space in my small little workshop here. I had this hanging on the wall with some double-sided tape, but it kept falling off and it was a pain in the butt. I couldn't, you know, it's a concrete wall back here and I didn't want to put it on my workbench because I had historically kind of been moving this workbench around. So I went ahead and just put my power strip on here, just a couple nails, and gets it out of the way. Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button for me. That would be really helpful. And if you would like to watch some of the other videos that I do, you can check those out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated on everything that we're doing. And yeah, thank you.